but how do you feel about the perks, and not perks, I would say abilities that you get individually by playing better in the game? You get unlock those abilities faster. So Recon, for
I
example.
can't say no because Battlefield 4 had them and they weren't that bad. The thing is the
Well,
entire
Battlefield 4
squad got the benefit.
Well, consider these as a, again, Medal of Honor Warfighter, defensive kill streaks, I guess. Like, we never had, well, closest we had Battlefield 5, where a squad leader could call in a rocket on an objective.
Yeah, you would get perks because your squad was doing well because you were squad score. Those things were based off of squad score. So this is not that much different.
But these are individual. A recon class can call in a physical UAV that you could shoot down on an area.
Does it? Okay, so all right.
So imagine like
in spirit of it being squad oriented.
But this is
I would
individual.
say maybe only the squad should benefit from these perks.
See, this is why I'm kind of like leaning. This is what the bigger problem here than the weapon class restrictions and everything. Like, I don't care about the weapons being available to all the classes. I don't give a damn. But this, like, that's just recon. What's the support one? And apparently there's different ones for each class. So you can select like from like 2-3 different ones for each class, from what I understand. So the UAV one, that's only one. So imagine you playing Rush or whatever, right? 12 players, 12 recons, right? Boys, UAV, let's go. Let's go. Each of them again, launch your UAV, like 12 UAVs,
Chain
let's
them
go.
after one after another. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Here's my
really
question.
annoying.
How is that any different than Commander Mode? Because Commander Mode gave squads and players those perks. You could park a UAV over the choke points at locker, and you'd have everybody exposed. You'd have everybody's number. I'm not really seeing that much of a difference. The thing that bothers me is the fact that it's a squad perk that the squad earns, but the whole team is benefiting from it. Whereas what I liked the most about 4 is 4's squad perk system benefited exactly that. The squad would get faster respawns. The squad would get extra ammo or get something per their class. Like support would be able to carry a couple extra rockets. I think medics were able to recharge their defibs faster and shit like that. But there were some perks that did have no choice but to benefit the whole team. I mean, the whole team's going to benefit from a good medic being able to revive 25% faster. Let's not mince words on that, but at the same time, like, I don't think like things like reconnaissance and everything like that should be immediately shared with the whole team. Like, maybe there's like 10-15 seconds of it where just the squad can see it, and then the entire team sees it to kind of like have everybody like the information filter through or something. But I don't know, man. See, that's that's like just a perk at that point.
Yeah, stuff like this is they say this is a level 3 reward. So that means you have people. If you want to get it as fast as possible, you have to
get good.
You have to play good. You'll probably get at the end of the match, right? Because you're gonna acquire the XP and everything. You're gonna get, but I don't know. Like,
you're not losing it as you die either.
Yeah, but that's just a UAV. What about assault class or support or whatever or engineer? What do they have? Like, what is one of them literally an airstrike? Like, so what? 12 players calling an airstrike.
You and I literally had the exact same thought at the exact same time, because my thought was okay, support's gonna get like a fucking mortar that's off the map.
Yeah,
and get like 6 shots of it with a cooldown.
And 12 players just literally like, okay, we got our level 3s, let's fucking bombard the shit.
Let's make it rain, boys!
Yeah, make it rain, literally. So that's why my worry is, if it's a class-specific one, and like, sure, maybe it's not the squad leader can call in, maybe like one player in the squad can call in, and then it resets back to level 2 or whatever the case may be, right? Oh, but also, we forget, these resets, you can use it multiple times, because every time you use the ability at level 3, it goes back to level 2. So that means you can start playing good and again, get it back, and maybe you use it 2-3 times, depending how fast it is, right? So, what, just mortar strike the shit of it until you win the game? Like, it's not ideal. So I don't know how I feel about this. I'd have to see how this is gonna work We haven't played the game.
I could even go,
We haven't played the game, so we have no idea how this works. But
yeah.
But the weapon no weapon restrictions, that's nothing comparing to this. To these training pads or whatever they're called, like special class abilities. This is what worries me most. It's these abilities, because what can ability, like if it's just UAV, yeah, okay, sure, it's like somewhat passive UAV. whatever. Also, is there any way to counter that UAV other than destroying it? I don't think they mentioned that.
That could be that. I mean, that could be another perk for a recon. I mean, you have the ability to not only to you have the ability. You can either choose. You have on one hand, you have the ability in order to actually be able to spot everybody, or on the other hand, you have the ability in order to keep your squad entirely dark and off the radar. I mean, if we're gonna go one way, there's no reason why we can't go the opposite route and have a counter to it. It's called balance, baby. Now I can have those people, now those same people who would defend having 50 million freaking UAVs out there spotting everybody, I'll sit here and go, okay, well, what if the entire team couldn't be on the freaking map unless they shot and they were immune to tugs and UAVs and stuff? We could call them small personal EMPs, field jammers, or whatever fucking sci-fi bullshit we need to come up with in order to justify it. The options are there. If we're gonna go one way, why not go the other? Like, I've pretty much been saying that this whole episode with some of this shit, some of these ideas. If we're gonna go to this extreme, let's go to the opposite extreme while we're at it.
Like, yeah, like, see, Battlefield always been like, I think we all both agree, and I think everyone else agree listening to this podcast. Battlefield's always been about rock paper scissors gameplay, that type of thing, right?
Yeah, there was always been a triangle.
Yeah. And there was
the golden triangle of development.
Yeah.
The golden triangle of meta.
If there's sure you can shoot down the UAV, all that kind of stuff, but like, what if you don't have a support? Why you're gonna? I mean, sure, it's a Battlefield old tale problem shit. Like, oh, there's a tank, I'll switch to engineer and fix it, right? Like, and if your team is on that engineers, like you have to do it yourself, and it's annoying, right? So what if your players don't care about the UAV in the air, right? I guess, or sure, you can switch to engineer and you can take it down. Like, I don't know. Like, we haven't played this game. We have no idea. Maybe this works just fine, but this is my worry. It's just like, what kind of abilities? I remember I saw in the early playtest, it was literally one of the classes having the Mortar Strike. I think it was the Recon class actually had the Mortar Strike. So if that's the Recon having a Mortar Strike, like,
that's scary.
Yeah, so either UAV or Mortar Strike. Okay, what Assault has? Literally A10 run? Like Call of Duty, just like a fucking airstrike?
That should still be Recon, because Recon would have the binoculars to call it. I'm like, this is the Pandora's box that has now been opened. I told y'all.
Yeah.
I told y'all.
So, it's like, it's not the weapons that is the problem. I think these abilities or perks are the problem. Might be the problem. Like
stack. Now the other question is would things like stat buffing stack?
In what
let's
way?
just say hypothetically, everyone's level 1 bonus is plus 50 to health for squad, and everybody picks that buff. Well, now you have everybody in your squad with plus 200 to health, and now they've become bullet sponges.
I don't think they're gonna go.
I don't think
they're gonna
armor.
go that way. I don't think they're gonna do anything to.
What about accuracy? Okay, well now all of a sudden, somebody's figure out how to stack overflow it and figure out a way in order to take in or completely eliminate any kind of accuracy penalties. You get what I'm talking about? This is like the RPG level of shit that people will figure out when it comes to these types of metas, and that's what worries me the most.
Well, for example, if as I'm going through that article, that blog, for example, if you equip a sniper as a recon, your scope sway will be decreased, and the ability to stabilize your aim by holding your breath improves with the use of a sniper rifle. Being highly proficient with sniper rifles will allow for recon to be faster at rechambering between shots too. So it does change.
Yes, because you're experienced with the weapon.
I guess, yeah. It does change the stats of your weapon. You can rechamber faster. You can hold your breath longer. All that kind of stuff. Let's say, for example, supporting light machine guns. Let's see, what did it say? Being used to heavy fire situations and being in the midst of chaos. Support are experienced with heavy gear. And as they lay down fire with light machine guns, they will not suffer from sprint speed penalties like other classes would if they were to use the same weapon. So okay, so just basically can use LMGs faster, basically. Yeah, again, improving the stats. Like you can aim faster, you can run faster, like you can less what's the word? Downtime while using LMG. Like, oh, give me half an hour to reload this LMG. Maybe you can reload faster. That kind of stuff. And then, oh, for example, assault class. If you use assault class on assault rifle on assault class, will result in faster transitions between sprint to shoot and switching between assault rifles or other weapons. So basically, switch weapons faster and so on. Like, so yeah, you can change stats. Like, I don't know. I personally don't think the open weapons is the problem, but I just think the abilities are the problem. Might be the problem, you know, because I don't know what kind of abilities other classes have. They only mentioned recon. You know, what what does assault has? What does support has? Like all that kind of stuff, right? And I don't think we'll know until the open beta.